going to go straight to our first guest, who is getting sworn in today, though it's not his first rodeo either. Shane Jones, Minister in the new government, Deputy Leader of the New Zealand First Party, joins us now. Shane, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Big day, huh?
Yeah, kia ora. Oh, well, getting sworn in is infinitely better than being sworn at.
Look, you're going to take an oath of allegiance to the Crown, to actually the King of New Zealand constitutionally, because you don't swear an oath to the King of England, you swear an oath to the King of New Zealand, which is also Charles III. We have one political party, Te Pāti Māori, who are on record in public running around saying that the Crown, they are not going to swear allegiance to the Crown because they're soaked in blood and they're colonial oppressors, etc. First, Shane, I'm sure that you are not someone who would bend the knee and tug the forelock. This is largely ceremonial, but do you think an important part of being an MP in that you do commit, in a sense, to the idea of the nation?
Absolutely. We are not only professional politicians, but as parliamentarians, we have certain obligations. And upholding the ethos and the rituals that underpin our democracy are part of enjoying the privilege of being a member of Parliament. I don't buy into this colourful and excessive rhetoric being trotted out by the Maori Party. Look, I recall my relation, Hone Harawira, made a point that the King and Queen concept no longer had relevance in New Zealand, but the iwi leaders need to bear in mind that the treaty was signed between the British Crown and the Maori native chiefs, and the Crown remains a key feature of our constitution.
Now, I have talked to people who say if the Māori Party MPs do not swear that oath, they cannot take their seats in Parliament, they will not be paid, and their votes will not be counted in Parliament. Do you think that is appropriate, and do you believe they actually have the guts to do that?
Look, the Maori Party are predominantly a bunch of thespians. They enjoy the theatre, they enjoy the swagger, but they're no Sinn Féin. They are not the Sinn Féin of Māoridom. They are a bunch of parliamentarians who got less than 3% of the New Zealand party vote. And I've no doubt in short order they'll fall into line after they've enjoyed a brief period of stunt-filling, media-grabbing attention.
Well, they're probably going to drop a haka in the debating chamber at some stage this morning.
Well, they are the Kapahaka Party.
Okay. But you believe by the end of today they will have sworn an oath of allegiance. I mean, do you think there's any wiggle room for the Speaker, who's going to be Jerry Brownlee, to say, we'll let that ride, you don't have to swear an oath of allegiance? Do you think that would be an appropriate response?
No, I think what will happen is that they'll endeavour to express whatever commitments that that they feel are important for the oath, and they'll try and do it in te reo. The translator has to be on the job, and if they don't abide by the standard that the rest of us are willing to comply with in order to get on with solving the problems of the country. I mean, this is rather perverse. Why would you bother spending all your time and effort to come to Parliament, but then not take up your seat? But I repeat again, these people do not have the resilience or indeed the agenda of Sinn Féin. And I think it's deeply disturbing that they've advertised the day of protest with two cocked guns.
Yeah, I was going to come to this. We then have the protest, the day of protest, which unbelievably the mainstream media, NZME and stuff, have publicised by publishing the precise gathering times and dates all over the country of these protests.
Yeah, I mean, obviously protest is a key feature of our democracy, but our democracy is traced back to the Magna Carta, King John squaring off against the Earls and the Lords, upheld in 1688. where King Charles turned up in the British Parliament and demanded that they respect his divine right to rule. There is no divine right embedded in the Treaty of Waitangi. There's no divine right that the Māori Pāti have to trounce the principles and the tenets of democracy. And absolutely, this notion of advertising the advertisement with two cocked pistols. There's one thing for the mongrel mob to run around with guns, but I'm deeply disturbed with the Maori
They are kind of flintlocks. They could say they're old pistols, but I don't know if people have seen the ad. We must get it up on the platform. It is two pistols with two flags, the Tino Rangatira flag and the New Zealand flag coming out of them, and says Day of Action or whatever. It is very, very violent symbology.
Yeah, I just feel that not only is it a stunt gone wrong, but it's totalitarian. It's coercion. I mean, Mao had the great saying in 1927, power comes out the barrel of a gun. The Māori Pāti, sadly, they don't know what they do. They don't know what they are saying, and these symbols are deeply, in my view, divisive.